Have you ever felt like a hero, always saving everyone around you, but forgetting to save yourself, when your yes to others becomes a resounding no to your own needs? If this resonates with you, then you're in the right place. Today, we're going to talk about self-sacrifice, not the heroic kind, but its darker side, the one that leads not to triumph, but to emotional burnout and resentment. And most importantly, we'll explore how the ancient philosophy of Stoicism offers a surprisingly simple and elegant way to avoid this trap. I promise you'll look at the word help in a whole new light. From childhood, we're taught that giving is good, sharing, helping, prioritizing the needs of others over our own. And there's immense truth in that, of course. Society thrives on mutual aid. But where does that invisible line lie, beyond which a benefactor transforms into a victim of circumstances? When does helping others begin to actively undermine your own life? And why do we so often fall into this trap, feeling guilty even at the thought of saying no? This is the paradox we'll delve into today. So let's get to the root of the problem. Let's call it the good person's trap. It's an insidious mechanism we often fall into with the best of intentions. From childhood, we're taught that helping others is noble, and that's true. But nobody explains where that crucial line is, beyond which help turns into self-destruction. At the heart of this trap lies a powerful force, social approval. When we say yes to someone's request, we get a welcome dose of praise and feel needed. It feels good. But over time, the fear of losing that approval becomes stronger than common sense. We're afraid of seeming selfish, afraid of disappointing others, and this fear compels us to sacrifice our time, energy, and even our health, just to avoid a critical word. Imagine a typical scenario at work. It's 5 o'clock, and you're almost done for the day. Then a colleague comes up, asking for a quick hand with their task. You know it's anything but quick. You have your own plans. But a thought crosses your mind. If I say no, they'll be offended. I'll be seen as a bad team player. So with a sigh, you stay. Sound familiar? In the end, you're drained, completely exhausted, and your own plans and well-deserved rest are once again put on hold. And this is where we debunk a major myth, that self-care is selfishness. That couldn't be further from the truth. It's not selfishness. It's essential self-preservation. You wouldn't call a pilot selfish for putting on their own oxygen mask first, would you? They do it so they can be in a position to save others. Taking care of your own resources operates on exactly the same principle. It's the foundation without which you can't truly be helpful to anyone. But let's talk about the hidden cost of this relentless selflessness. This is far more serious than mere fatigue, the kind a good night's sleep can fix. We're talking about chronic burnout. It's a deep, corrosive exhaustion that saps all your joy and motivation. It's waking up with no strength to face the day, not from a lack of sleep, but from the crushing weight of another day spent entirely for everyone else, with no room left for yourself. And alongside this burnout, a dark companion often emerges: resentment. It starts quietly, almost imperceptibly, but over time it grows and transforms into a dull, simmering irritation. You begin to resent those you so desperately helped. Why don't they appreciate it? Why do they so easily take your sacrifice for granted? This toxic resentment poisons your relationships and transforms you from a willing helper into a silent, suffering martyr. But perhaps the most insidious consequence of all is the gradual erosion of your own identity. Imagine a person who has lived for others for so long that they've completely forgotten what they truly want. They can tell you their spouse's favourite TV show, what their boss needs for that report, or what kind of cereal their child loves. But ask them, what do you love? What truly brings you joy? And they'll draw a complete blank. That question simply has no answer in their world. Their own sense of self has dissolved, completely absorbed by the needs and desires of those around them. And this is where Stoicism comes into play, but not in the way it's often portrayed. Many think Stoicism means becoming an unfeeling robot, suppressing emotions, and keeping a stone face. But that's a massive misunderstanding. In reality, Stoicism offers an incredibly practical blueprint for cultivating and protecting your inner peace. The Stoics' central premise is remarkably straightforward. Your primary responsibility is to nurture your own mind and inner tranquility, not your reputation, not what others might think, but your internal control hub. To illustrate this better, let's delve into one of the Stoics' ingenious ideas. These are known as the circles of Hierocles. Picture several concentric circles, much like ripples expanding from a stone dropped into water. At the very core you stand, your mind, your body, your choices. This is the foundational circle. The next circle encompasses your family, your most intimate connections. Beyond that lie friends and colleagues, then fellow citizens, and finally, in the broadest circle, all of humanity. And here's the key insight. The Stoics teach that our duty is to constantly draw these outer circles inward, closer to our centre, meaning to care for them, extending kindness and compassion. But here's the crucial point. Never do this at the cost of eroding your own core. If your centre, yourself, is shattered, depleted, and broken, you simply won't have the capacity to effectively care for anyone in those outer circles. You can't be an effective parent, friend, or colleague if there's nothing left of you. Your innermost circle is the wellspring, and it must be abundant. That's a beautiful philosophy, no doubt, but how do you put it into practice when you're feeling immense pressure, right here, right now? For that, the Stoics offer a simple, yet incredibly powerful tool, the dichotomy of control. It might sound a bit academic, but the core idea is incredibly straightforward. Everything in the world falls into two simple categories. First, there's what we can control. Second, there's what we cannot control. And that's it. So what is within our power? Our choices, our judgments, our actions, our decision to say yes or no. This is our sphere of responsibility. And what can we not control? Almost everything else. The weather, traffic jams, and most importantly, other people's reactions and feelings, their anger, their disappointment, their opinions of us. And right here lies the key to freedom. We often feel guilty because we mistakenly try to manage what's beyond our power, other people's emotions. Let's go back to our colleague asking for help in the evening. Using the dichotomy of control, you ask yourself, what is within my power right now? Your decision is within your power. You can politely but firmly say, I'm sorry, I can't help today. Let's revisit this tomorrow morning with fresh eyes. And what's not within your power? His reaction. He might get upset, but that's his responsibility, not yours. When you truly understand this, saying no stops being an act of selfishness. It becomes an act of rational resource management. You are not responsible for the feelings of the entire world. You are only responsible for your own conscious decisions, and that is incredibly liberating. And now, for the most crucial and perhaps surprising insight in all of this. We often believe that by sacrificing ourselves completely, we become better friends, parents, or colleagues. But in truth, that's a misconception. Stoicism opens our eyes to a simple truth. An exhausted and depleted person cannot effectively help anyone. An empty pitcher cannot quench anyone's thirst. Someone who has lost their way cannot guide others. By taking care of yourself, your time and your energy, you don't become selfish. You preserve your resources. You remain strong, clear-headed, and truly helpful to others when it truly matters. The true Stoic achievement isn't to burn yourself out trying to illuminate everyone's path. Instead, it's to carefully maintain your inner flame, so that it can light and warm others for a long, long time. So, the key takeaway today is this. Self-sacrifice is a powerful tool, not an end in itself. Use it wisely as the Stoics taught, and you'll be able to help others without losing the most important person in your life, yourself. Thank you for watching this video until the end. If it made you think, please give it a like, and be sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss new helpful insights. And now, a question for you. Have you ever given too much of yourself? And what were the consequences? Share your story in the comments below. Let's discuss it together.